we gotta talk about these weirdos on social media right now, Prophet.
Yeah, let's get to it, man.
We have to. So for those who don't know, AEW has been on a hot streak for the last couple weeks. We like Prof said, we missed last week's episode. Thugs take break too. All right, just we're back now. Don't even worry about it. Those two shows were fantastic, right? We talked about it. There were a lot of tweets and a lot of people on Blue Sky talking about, oh, you know, people are gonna have to try to fake outrage and figure out something to hate on AEW about, right? So we fast forward. We're gonna talk about everything. We're just gonna hit everything. Like 4 or 5 different things were happening about the show at once. Before the show I'm talking about is Grand Slam Australia. The first one was people didn't know that if this was going to be a pay-per-view or like a just a show and things like that. Despite the fact of Grand Slam always being a TV show.
Yes.
Like it's always been that. Like, yeah, everyone's talked a little bit. It's like, oh, are they going to make this a pay-per-view? Are they not? Are they not? We can all assume that once they said Grand Slam, it wasn't going to be pay-per-view. It's just going to be a regular episode of Collision, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that got moved. People got upset that it got pushed back because of the NBA All-Star game, All-Star Saturday, which they said that for like weeks when they were leading up to the show. That it was going to be on after All-Star Saturday. Like, it's on TNT. TNT hosts the All-Star game. I don't know what you want them to do. You want them to try to not do that? The NBA is the biggest thing that people watch on TNT. That's not going to happen. Yeah. Sorry. Like, you guys are just being weird about that. After the fact, we had a great show that we'll be breaking down in a few minutes. And all that anyone is talking about is the size of the ring. The size of the ring. Look, I'm not going to hold you. I didn't even think about it when I watched the show. And I watched it twice because I had to get my notes, right? I didn't even think about the size of the ring. And then all I saw on Blue Sky was a bunch of people freaking out. Like someone said, oh, you know, this was a really good show, you know, but the ring size threw me off, 7.5. I was like, what are you talking about? And there was someone else who was like, oh, I give the show a 6 because AEW has gone so high and they've done so well that I can't give it anything higher. Like, you guys are insane right now. They're being weirdos, Prophet.
Man, okay. So on that issue, one QT Marshall came alive. Actually, it was like, you guys are idiots. Like, there's only 3. So, despite the fact that they don't say that same shit about TNA, TNA uses the same size ring. It's 18-inch. Was it 18-inch ring or something like that?
Yeah, 18 by 18.
18 by 18 ring. TNA uses that. That's the size of their ring. There's only 3 companies that use the 20 by 20 ring. WWE, AEW when it's in America, New Japan. Those are the only companies that do it. Any other wrestling company uses 18 by 18. And this is also like, you know, education for people that just flat out don't fucking know, right? Anything that's not like these big major promotions and shit, even sometimes even a major promotion, because pretty sure WCW was also 18 by 18. ECW was 18 by 18. Actually, I could guarantee ECW was, because Ring of Honor, which they run every week, is also the 18 by 18 ring, which was also, you know, they made it a point in Ring of Honor to do almost everything the same as ECW. So it's just fake outrage for no reason. And there was another thing that I saw besides the ring thing.
Ooh, I want to hear this.
I saw some people that were literally like, "Oh man, this was a great show, but I need to know what happens after because, you know, it'll be for nothing if, you know, they didn't build off of this show." It's like, why are you moving the goalpost?
What?
This was a great show. They've had this show. They've had great shows for the past like 3-4 weeks, man. Why is this weird goalpost moving thing happening? It's just so stupid and weird.
That is that might be weirder than the ring thing. People are like, oh, I just want to see what happens next. So they're judging what's happening now by what they don't know is going to happen in the future.
Correct.
Oh my god, this is
So if all of a sudden they like the John Moxley and the Death Rider story gets to Adam Copeland and him at Revolution, and it's basically it doesn't go the way they want it to, then it's all Grand Slam and everything was a failure. That's their mindset.
I don't understand what is so appealing about doing what you can to tear down a company. I didn't get it before. I really don't get it now. Like ain't like I'm not even saying that this is like other wrestling company fans. It most likely is, right? I am specifically just saying that people on the internet are being really weird right now. Like, we had to sit through AEW in 2023, which was not a great place. Like, there were great things that were happening. AEW 2023 was not cooking.
No.
Right? We get to 2024. Once Swerve takes over the franchise, we really start beefing things up, along with the Continental Classic that was happening late in 2023. Right? Mm-hmm. Why is it that when the company AEW is doing good, people have to go actively out of their way and try to discredit the company? Like y'all wanted them to be in like arenas and stuff like that, right? Y'all got upset. They were in a damn near sold out arena, if not actually sold out. Like it looked packed in there.
Yeah.
Y'all got upset about that. Y'all got upset that this wasn't a pay-per-view, despite the fact that they never said this was a pay-per-view. Like y'all got upset about a ring size. Y'all are getting upset about not knowing what's gonna happen in the future. Like you're not a psychic. You can't read the future. You can't read like oh for whatever reason. Other than us, we can for whatever reason. But you can't go like in 2 weeks the Death Rider story is gonna be really bad, or the after Omega challenged Takeshita, which we'll talk about a little bit later. People are like but why do you have to go through a gauntlet? We know Takeshi's going to be there. Bro, just enjoy the matches. Like, what? Is it really that big of a deal?
Yeah, you're going to get Kenny Omega versus Takeshita. You're going to get, what is it? The new title, what was it called? It was the international title. God damn it. Where they're going through like all the matches to see who the next contender for the international title is.
Yeah, we're gonna get Roger Strong versus Orange Cassidy.
Yeah,
and then one of them's gonna wrestle Takeshita.
Yes, like I don't see anything wrong with this. And it's so weird, and I know what it is, right? Before, like, so 2023, 2024, right? They were under the assumption AEW was going to crash and burn. WWE got they assumed. Well, all right, for the WWE fans out there listening to this, you're going to hate what I got to say. So they, Triple H took over, and everybody's like, "Yay, WWE is a little bit better now. AEW served its purpose. It can go away." That's what these people want. And it's stupid. It's some stupid shit.
I don't get it.
And they keep wanting it to go away because their company is now, I'm not going to say great. It's about as average as you can be.
WWE fans enjoy it. That's whatever.
It's for 4 matches on a show, but AEW got that deal, the TV rights deal, and it's so weird because all they're focused on now is just, how many people, watch the show live and stuff like that. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter now. It's on a digital platform. So it goes to moot. It doesn't matter. It's just how many people press the button to hit play to watch the show. Sure, you get the people that were watching it before are still watching it on whatever thing they were watching me on. But now there's like, more than double the amount of people and is driving people there. So it's so weird, man. It's so stupid. It's a lot of fake outrage out there.
It really just doesn't make sense. Like, Prophet, you and I, like, we don't watch WWE, right? It's not for us, right?
No.
We might sling some things every once in a while because it's funny to do, but realistically, we're not trying to watch the show, right? If people want to watch that, they can watch that. That's fine. They can do what they want. It's not that big of a deal, right?
Right.
I don't get why people. I'm going to say people, despite the fact of what the record shows and what things are. I'm just going to say people. I don't understand why people go out of their way to do everything they can to just shit on AEW. You explained it already. It still doesn't make sense. Like, just, if you don't like it, that's fine. You don't have to. Enjoy what you enjoy. Like, that's not a big deal. But people feel like it's a necessity to go out of their way to try to ruin anything that AEW does. And it doesn't make sense. No other company has to do this. No other company goes through this. And I don't know. It's dumb.
Not even back when, not even TNA back in the day went through this, but they also sucked. So,
bro, well, TNT had, or not TNT, Jesus Christ, TNA had Kurt Angle, Christian Cage. Yes. I'm gonna put Tomko in there too because I like Tomko. I don't care if he's not a big name. I don't care. Tomko.
Who hates Tomko?
Samoa Joe, AJ Styles,
Ewok.
They had so many people going there. People from WWE left WWE to go to TNA.
Yeah, like Booker T. You had Scott Steiner. You had, they made the main event Mafia, right?
Yeah, for better or worse, people like Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan were there too. For better or worse, Eric Bischoff, for better or worse, decided to go. Worse for sure, because we know what happened.
Him and Hogan damn near killed the company. So yeah, worse.
God, they went to TNA, right? Yeah. This never happened. Like, they had nothing. This is why y'all need to just listen to our podcast and don't listen to like these grifters. Don't listen to Busted Open Radio. Don't listen to people doing all this shit because AEW hate gets clicks. You don't need to do that. If you enjoy your show, enjoy your show. Do not worry about what other people are doing because it does not matter to you. That's it.
Yeah, like, and especially, here's the silly thing. Like, one of those, glad you mentioned Busted Open Radio.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know if you've seen that clip or whatever of Dave LaGreca going crazy.
Oh, I saw it with Ziggler. Or
Ziggler,
with Nemeth.
Nemeth, like, when he started doing the other shit, Nemeth was like, ooh, nope, this ain't it. But he was talking all this shit. He was like, well, why wouldn't you put Kyle Fletcher? Kyle Fletcher's literally in the fucking ring right now. Kyle Fletcher's in the ring. Every Australian that's in the company literally wrestled that night. And he's sitting there like talking like AEW didn't book like all the hometown guys for the show.
And then like he went out of the way saying like, oh, but you're gonna put them in front of people who are gonna cheer them. You put them in front of the whole, they're gonna cheer them. It's like, no, bro, that's not how this works. Like, they might get like a little pop right away, right? Whatever, oh, you're home, welcome home. But then they're gonna go right back to care and then booing them. And let me tell you, we're gonna talk about it when we get to the show. They booed the shit out of Kyle Fletcher, as they should, because he's a heel.
He's a heel. I guess he forgot about that part. He forgot Kyle Fletcher was a fucking heel, right? They cheered the fuck out of Harley Cameron. They cheered the hell out of Tony Storm. They cheered the hell out of Buddy Matthews. Guess what? They're all faces.
Yeah.
They booed the shit out of Kyle Fletcher because, Well, you're not gonna boo Osprey and Kenny Omega. It's
No,
just not right.
no, you're not going to.
So that stupid shit right there. And then you know what? I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna just talk shit about them. You got 3 guys on your panel. Well, actually 2. You got 2 WWE Hall of Famers that have their interest in WWE, of course, because hey, they got that Legends deal. They're getting paid by WWE, and their kids are getting sent on a full fucking ride, courtesy of WWE, as long as they work for them, right?
Yeah.
So, how can I take any of your so-called constructive criticism, which is only breaking down, right? How can I take any of that with a grain of salt when you have invested interest in the company, in the other company, one, and it's not in your best interest to prop up the other company, even though they're doing fantastic stuff. The only thing you can do is break them down because it's the typical WWE thing that's going on right now too. So you also have, Dave LaGreca, who is also is doing panels and shit for NXT and stuff like that. How can I take what you guys say seriously? You're just WWE fucking grifters, and you you have this, big WWE audience. Why even talk about AEW on your show? You even to say most of the time that you don't care for AEW, you just you watch it every now and then just so you can talk about it. That's about it. Why even watch it? You're not passionate about it. You don't care. You say you love wrestling, but you're full of shit. You just love WWE.
I can tell you why they do it.
So they can get clicks, so
Yep.
they can get more views. That's the same reason Bischoff still talks about AEW every week, even though every place, everything he's touched has turned to shit.
Mm-hmm.
So even MLW, he touched MLW and it was the lowest ratings it's ever had. So, um, just the point being is for AEW fans out there, if you want a show that's not paid by any other wrestling company to give their opinion and bring the other company down, holla at us. Get at us.
This is the one. This is the
This
one.
is the show.
We talk about our opinions. We don't do that grift bullshit. Like that's not we are very happily AEW fans. We've both been AEW fans literally since day one.
Yeah.
So like if you need a podcast that you want to hear AEW talk about like the good, bad, the ugly, everything, where we're not gonna grift. We're gonna give our constructive feedback in our criticisms because our criticisms. That's how this works. This is your show.
Yep. And yeah, like and you know, it's hard to find a home in places like, Busted Open because all they do is just crap on the company, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
there's criticism and then there's purposely trying to bring the company down. So with that, I say, you know, come on over to us. We got you.
Yep. That's it. Like we just have to get that off our chest. Just main story. If you're skipping past that part, because I know how annoyed people are talking about that. If just remember, we got you. We're here. We talk about AEW. We talk about New Japan. We have our opinions, good, bad, the other, and they are always going to be constructive because we enjoy and we love AEW.
Yeah. And I might take I'll take a jab at WWE every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
But I am going to say this. It's not like I do not like the wrestle. There's not like WWE does not have wrestlers I like. They have a lot of wrestlers I like. They're hardly ever showcased. Ever. Because they don't there's hardly any wrestling on WWE. That's all I can say. Right? Like yeah. That's all that's as far as I'm going to put it.
Mm-hmm.